Hello YouTube, welcome to another episode of CGL's New Jersey Collectibles. This is definitely going to be a different kind of video. It's one that I've been wanting to make for a while, and after doing YouTube now for about a year, my first video was August 7th of 2021, so I'm a little over a year now. I just wanted to share some of the pros and cons and just the overall experience that I've learned after doing YouTube videos for 1 year. And while I'm entitling this video a year after making YouTube, and I'm going to talk about a lot about my YouTube experiences, I have ventured out into other social media platforms recently, like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Primarily Instagram and TikTok. Facebook is a little tough for me right now. I just don't have the knowledge as to how to hit the right buttons on Facebook. But I've learned a lot of things on those social media platforms as well, even in the short time I've been there. Instagram, I've been on Instagram for a very long time, but TikTok and Facebook are kind of new to me. So I've been learning a lot there, so I'll share some of that with you guys as well. Before I even get into my main points, I just really have to express the gratitude and the appreciation I have for each and every one of my subscribers, followers, and all the friends that I've made on this channel so far. It's more than I thought I was going to be at. I'll be completely honest. I mean, there is a large chunk of me that thought, you know, having 50 or 100 subscribers was over the top insane. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to have anything like that. And to be talking to you guys now, sitting at about 2,200 and growing every week. I'm growing at about, 50 subscribers a week. That's mind-boggling to me. So just thank you for everybody that's become a part of this adventure. I hope, and it's been my hope since I started the channel, that I just want to keep making enjoyable content that people would enjoy watching, because that's what I love. I love watching. I grew up on shows like American Pickers, Pawn Stars, Storage Wars. I watch YouTuber, The Toy Hunter by Jordan Hemborough. I watch YouTubers like Ed's Retro Geek Out and Retro Rick. I enjoy content that I love to watch, and that's what I wanted to make in this channel. It's still not where I want it to be. My computer video editing skills are not really that great. People are telling me that I'm making sick edits and stuff like that. It's great that people are saying that, but to my standard, to what I want to do, I want to be so much more. I'm trying to learn more things. I'm trying not necessarily copy what other people are doing, but I want to replicate things that I enjoy and do it in my own way. So I'm still trying to grow this channel, still trying to make it better. I'm still trying to make better quality videos, and hopefully some great things to come in the future. So listen, I'm the kind of guy that when somebody comes up to me, when a friend or my parents comes to me and they say I got good news and I got bad news, I'm the kind of guy that's always like, give me the bad news first. Let's just get that out of the way. Give me the bad news. Let's just swallow that pill now while I'm fresh, rather than build me up only to bring me down. Let's start low and work our way back up. So I'm going to talk about kind of the three negativities, the bad things, the kind of things that, now I don't want to say they took me by surprise, but I really wasn't prepared for these things, and I'm still not exactly prepared for them. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see. It's a learning experience. But the three things that have really stuck out to me that are kind of not so good with making yourself public and going on YouTube and doing all these things. Number one has got to be the biggest one, without a doubt, has got to be the negativity of putting yourself online and exposing yourself to online comments and other people and all the experiences that go along with that. Now listen, I'm somebody that, just some personal bio, not to get too deep into this video, but listen, I'm a smaller guy. Like, I'm small. I'm like 5'8", 5'9", but I was always a small kid, and I was always in athletics. Okay, so just being in athletics, being in physical sports, being anything that's kind of demanding on your body, I was never really at a great advantage. And at no point in my life was I ever the biggest kid in class. And while I was never the smallest guy, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people smaller than me, but you had to kind of get tough. There's no doubt about it. When you're playing football, when you're playing even a sport like baseball, I wrestled, I did karate. I bowl now, which isn't such a demanding sport physically, but it's just the point that when you're playing physical sports, and you're a smaller athlete, you have to you have to compensate for that. And you compensate with that with kind of aggression, physicality, and determination. And work ethic. I mean, that's got to be the biggest thing. So As far as receiving negativity, just as far as receiving that, I'm not completely new to that. So somebody might be making a YouTube channel who has never really experienced harsh negativity before, and to that I would say, you know, be aware, be prepared, and whatever that means, because if you are not used to getting critiqued, if you are not used to getting heavily, you know, looked down upon and just kind of spit on by the people around you who don't really care about you, but I mean, you feel that, you know, you feel it. If you're not prepared for that, look, going online is not for you. It's I'm just gonna say it plain and simply, or at least you have to build yourself up to take that. Maybe that would be the best thing for you, would be to take a little negativity in your life just so you can kind of get used to it. But and obviously, you know, I'm talking to younger people like myself. I know a lot of people that watch this channel. You guys are older than me, and you've had more life experiences than me, so I can only speak to myself. But I do know that there are some people my age, I know that there are people older than me, that their definition of negativity is very, very different than my definition of negativity. My definition of negativity is people saying that, you know, you don't belong here, you're garbage, you're trash, you know, take your stuff and go home, pack up and leave. That's kind of what I describe as negativity. And some people, you know, they'll take like a small little comment that somebody said and said, oh, he hurt my feelings, and he's look, guys, that's not me. That's not me. You know, I'm an emotional guy by nature, but my definition of negativity is a little higher than most people's, and some people have probably a higher definition of negativity than me, especially people that maybe have, you know, have had really traumatic life experiences. Their definition of negativity is higher. But for me, on YouTube, I get exposed to so much negativity, and I do that willingly. You know, that's part of the game. With all the perks that come with it, you know, there's going to be some drawbacks, there's going to be some hardships, and there's no doubt in my mind that if you are not prepared to take on negativity, you are not prepared for online social media. That's plain and simple. So I hate to say just buck up, but that's the best advice I can give people. A lot of people don't like advice like that. A lot of people say, well, you know, I want you to kind of coddle me and tell me everything's going to be okay. That's not me. You know, my thing is, if you're not exposed to negativity, then you just kind of man up and take it. You know, you got to get exposed. And so what do I mean by stuff like that? You know, what are some examples? I mean, the most blatant example is obvious, blatant comments. Just comments like, you know, I'm an idiot, which I respond all the time. You know, I kind of think I am a lot of the times. A lot of people think that I've been doing, you know, comic books and stuff for years and decades, and you know, I'm supposed to know everything. Guys, I started getting into comic books right around the same time I got into YouTube. It was almost simultaneous. My first YouTube video, which if you go back and check, was my first big comic book purchase. At least it was with my dad. We did a, you know, kind of a, I watched him go through books as I was going through stuff, and I was like, Dad, you know, there's a lot of good stuff in here. He was going through it, like, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And we bought so many comic books together, and that wasn't my start into comic books, but it was my first time really getting into the purchasing aspect of them. So, you know, I've always been a comic book admirer. My Instagram that I've had for years, I've always followed comic book pages. I always loved, for me, it was always Spider-Man, Silver Age stuff, and Thor and Hulk stuff. And my love for these characters goes back farther than comic books. And Hulk in particular is kind of like my go-to guy, because that's a comic book that I actually grew up as a kid with. My dad had read me a couple issues. I can remember being 3 or 4 years old and going through Hulk issue comic books, and even though I never really got into it and never collected them and never really understood the value of them, I did understand the character, and the stories were very you know, impactful for me, obviously, because I'm still doing it, so clearly it had an impact. But yeah, so people comment all the time that, you know, I'm an idiot, and you know, you're stupid, you miss stuff, you don't know what this is, you got to do this, you got to do that, because what you're doing is wrong. Listen, you know, and obviously there's a difference between constructive criticism, which a lot of people give me, which I really love because it makes me better, and then just kind of outright disrespectful, you know, you're just on here kind of to just try to get a rise and try to troll. It is what it is. I always say, and this is my perspective, this is what a lot of people don't like, but this is what I love. I always say, I appreciate every single comment that is left on my video, even if I don't like it. even if I don't like it. I love it because you know what, guys? One thing I learned about YouTube is the more comments you generate, the more conversation that starts getting talked around your video, the better it is for your YouTube channel, the better it is for your quality of content, the better it is for the YouTube algorithm to recommend. So even if people have negative things to say about my videos, I appreciate it. So that's how I take it. You know, I kind of take it with a smile and be like, you know, you're trying to insult me, but you're actually helping me out in the best way possible. So, you know, that it's just perspective on how you want to look at it. But just the way I read these comments sometimes, and sometimes I respond to them, sometimes I don't. The ones that are just kind of outright disrespectful, I kind of don't say anything just because I'm like, I just let it be. And the ones where I feel like people are maybe a little bit misinformed, or they're just not 100% sure with what it is I'm doing on the channel, I try to correct them. Sometimes the responses come out snarky and a little rude because they are, because you know, I'm a human being, and I'm emotional too. So when I read something that, you know, angers me or frustrates me, the odds that I'm going to give you a frustrating response back are pretty good, especially because I'm responding to these things in the moment. So, you know, it is what it is. Number two, the second thing that really is a downside, in my opinion. This is totally opinion based, but this is kind of the person that I am and the kind of way that I like to live my life. Is one thing that is very apparent with the YouTube videos in particular is the drama that goes along with posting videos online. Drama is not something that I'm a part of in my day-to-day life. At least I try not to be. I really try to avoid. I know some people say that they try to avoid drama, but they really love it. I like watching drama from afar, but when drama becomes a part of my life, it's kind of cut off. And it's with, I hate to say it, but it's with anything. It's with relationships, it's with friendships, it's with anything, it's with jobs. Anytime drama starts weaving its way into my life, I'll cut it off one way or the other, but it'll usually get cut off. So for me doing the YouTube, it's different because I don't want to stop doing the YouTube, and with the YouTube comes a little bit of drama. And what do I mean by that? I mean, look, there have been examples throughout the channel. I mean, there have been several things that have been documented on this channel where it was kind of like in the moment stuff, it was kind of like after the fact, it's kind of like repeated offenses. The most recent one that I can think of is the video where entitled "Dude Wanted to Fight Over Comic Books," and just the drama that went along with that. And there's still drama going on with it right now. Listen, I'm not trying to make these videos in any way to, how can I say it? I'm not trying to single people out. I'm not trying to ruin people's reputations. I am not trying to play any kind of victim role or anything like that. I'm not trying to do any of these things. I'm just trying to make entertaining content. See what I mean? I mean, with that, you know, with that being said, I'm going to post things that people are going to find controversial, that are controversial for myself as well. But you know, I'm trying to make content that's watchable, that's fun. Believe me, for every piece of drama that comes along with a video like that, there's 10 people telling me that was one of your best videos so far, and I really enjoyed watching that, and oh my god, this, that, the other thing, and people there saying I saw what happened and it was crazy and everything like that. And you know, when I make something like that publicly on my own behalf, I'm recording my experience and I'm giving my opinion. I'm not talking about anybody else's opinion. I'm not giving anybody else's perspective. I'm talking about me and what I see, and trying to you know, further that over to you guys in a presentation kind of way, you know, so you can see it visually. I'm exposing myself to, I'm willingly saying that I'm accepting the drama that's going to come along with this. And so whether you want to take that as a positive or a negative, for me it's a negative because I just don't like drama. I just don't like it. I had a very popular YouTuber, I'm not going to mention his name just because I don't want to, you know, call anybody out or anything like that. It's not a bad story. It's just, he told me, listen, when you're making your videos, just so you know, from my experience, drama sells. People love drama. With that being said, it's like, you know, he's right. He is 100% right. And I hate drama. I hate drama, but drama sells. drama gets attention, drama gets views, drama gets likes, drama gets comments, drama gets people going in the comment section and people taking sides and this, that, the other thing. And as much as I hate it, it's what's best for the channel. It's what makes the channel grow. It's what allows the channel to reach other people. And that is at the end of the day, the ultimate goal of this channel is two things. One is have fun with it, and two is try to reach as many people as possible with it, because that's why I'm making my videos, right? I mean, I know some people make videos not with that intention, but that's me. That's definitely me. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible, and with the negativity and now the drama all packed into one, that's something that I'm willing to take on at current time. I'm willing to, you know, I'm young, I'm strong, like Bob Seger says, man, I'm young, going against the wind. I'm willing to take on that negativity and that drama right now, and for the sake of putting out great content for you guys. So that was number 2. And the last piece of the kind of downsides to making YouTube videos, and it's not like this for everybody, because this kind of goes back to my previous segment, the previous drama question, which is, what is the goal of your channel? And my goal is to make my channel as big as possible. My goal is to make my channel entertaining. My goal is to make my channel interactive with people, and I want it to reach people. I want people to gravitate towards it. A great thing to my channel is that I've had people that said that they're not even into comic books and they love watching my stuff. So that's so cool. That's like so cool. That's like one of the positive things I'll talk about later on. But with that comes number 3, pressure. And that is what I mean by pressure. That is pressure from my perspective. So I'm kind of putting my own negative spin on this, just from my intentions and my goals and my own thoughts as to what I should be and where I should be going, and all these things turn into pressure when you're making a video, when you're putting out content, when you're running a YouTube channel, or just a business in general. Is, if you want your business to succeed, you better be on your A game. You better be on your A game. You cannot slip. You cannot take vacations. You cannot make mistakes in a way that's costly to your reputation. It's one thing to make a mistake. It's one thing to say, I missed an item, or I paid too much for an item, or this, that, the other thing. It's another thing to make a big mistake, like anything, like publicly insult somebody, or just whatever it could be that could tear a business down. A great quote from Warren Buffett. I can't quote him exactly, but I'll post the quote underneath me. But it's something to the extent that it could take 20 years to make a great business, and it can take 5 minutes to tear it all down. You know, it's something kind of to that extent, that you can put out, every video you put out is dynamite, 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 great, 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 great. You got people loving you, this, that, the other thing. And then you may slip up couple seconds. Maybe you say something, or you do something, or you act a certain way, or you call a certain group of people out, or whatever the case may be. You could do one little thing that tears it all down. So that's definitely something that goes into what I do, because a lot of what I do is in the moment stuff. It's a lot of, I'm just going about my day, and this is what happens. So with that comes a pressure to, don't slip up, don't make a fool, don't do anything stupid. And that's all to my own standard, obviously. Everybody has their own standard. Some people make a living off of being stupid. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad strategy. That's just kind of for me. And again, like I said, there's a difference between doing something stupid and doing something bad. So I guess you could substitute mistakes and stupid for just doing things that are bad. Don't do anything bad. The other thing that goes along with pressure is keeping up the content. I mean, look, when I was 16, 17, 18, if I didn't want to get up to the flea market one day, I'd be like, nah, I'm not going. And then the next week might come around and I'm like, it's cold out, I'm not going to the flea market, it's too cold out. And maybe a show would come around and I'd be like, yeah, but I'm going out with my friends tonight, and I don't want to get up early for the show or anything like that. Honestly, YouTube has cut me out of that mindset, and that's a good thing. It's also hard because you're going against your natural instinct to kind of just want to relax and just take a break. For me, I'm doing a lot of this stuff on my weekends. which is, you know, it is what it is, but I'm doing it because I'm enjoying it. I'm doing it because I'm enjoying it. There are days where I don't want to get up and do it, but I get up and do it, and I feel good about that afterwards. But I don't, you know, I don't want to slip on content for you guys. I don't want to not make a video because I just didn't want to get up today. I don't want to miss a nice comic book show because I was out partying with my friends, or doing, you know, just hanging out all night playing video games or anything like that. So I've adjusted my life kind of around that, and I love it. You know, it makes me feel better about myself. You know, not to, obviously not to disrespect anybody, but just for me, for what I'm trying to do right here, right now, at this point in time, is I want to really make YouTube my primary focus. That's kind of where I'm at, and I'm not at a point where I can take this full time and do it as much as I would love to do it. But we can get there, and the only way I'm going to get there is if I really, you know, really work hard at that and really try to do the best I can right now. And when I come to a crossroad decision of, do I want quick pleasure for the night, or do I want, you know, the possibility, the opportunity for long-term success? Because look, when I strap the camera on and I go to the flea market, there's no guarantee that I'm going to find anything, but I might miss it. I might miss it. I might miss the opportunity of a lifetime because I was out, you know, eating pizza. You know, we were out late, going to an all-night diner or going to somebody's pool or something like that. I'm just kind of at the point in my life now where that's not that interesting to me anymore. It's just not, it's not fun. Like, it used to be fun, but now what's fun is getting up and getting that hunt. And, you know, it's fun getting up and finding that item and doing that transaction and posting it and seeing everybody's responses to it. That's what's fun. So the pressure of constantly having to put up good content, that is definitely something, to my own standard, that's been, you know, I don't want to call it a complete negative, but it is something that at times is difficult to do. All right, so I laid out the bad news. I gave you guys the bad news first. We're going to take a hard shot of that medicine early. We're just going to take a full gulp of it. But now let's get into kind of the good things. And the first good thing I really want to talk about, like the negativity was to, the negative comments were to the negative side of YouTube. The positive side to YouTube, the positive side to social media, is the overwhelming support of comments that I get. And for every bad comment, there's 20 good comments. So the bad ones have a tendency to stand out. Look, and especially in the moment when you're reading through stuff and you have some people saying good, 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 bad. It's like, what stands out at that? It's the bad comment stands out. But when you look back, when you take it all in, when you know, when a week has passed and you kind of go back and you kind of rewatch what happened and what unfolded and what everybody said, you're just kind of like, wow, you know, so many people are actually really enjoying this. And so that's, it's a reward in and of itself. I mean, it's kind of hard to explain because it's not something that a lot of people get every day. And again, I'm getting on a little serious topic here, but a lot of people, you know, a lot of people get up and they don't have people telling them how great they are. A lot of people, they might have maybe a few people and maybe that's good enough, but a lot of people, you know, they just go through their whole life with negativity. They just go through they wake up at 6 a.m., they go to bed at 10 p.m., and the whole day is just kind of negative, and there's nothing positive about it. And that can go on for a week, go on for a month, go on for a year, can go on for a lifetime. So when I see positive comments on my YouTube channel and my other social media platforms, when I see even my friends who I've known for a long time, I've known my one friend, I want to say for at least 15, 16 years. When he comments something like, wow, this is really cool, this is great, I'm like it hits, like it just hits, like I'm like, wow, thank you, because I really wanted people to enjoy that. And the fact that I'm getting some recognition for it and the fact that people are enjoying it is like, it's like crazy, like it's weird. It gets me, you know, it gets me goosebump tingly because I always wanted my channel to be something like that, but to actually have it happen is crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. So thank you guys. I really appreciate each and every person that's ever left a positive comment. Anybody that's even just left a thumbs up, like, that just lets me know that people are enjoying the content. Because I know for me, personally, when I'm watching somebody's video, if I don't like it, I don't like it. You know, if I don't like it, I don't like it. You know, I don't bash people. I don't leave negative comments, or I don't hit the dislike button if I don't like it. I mean, I will say that there have been about a handful of videos in my lifetime that have rightfully deserve the dislike button, in my opinion. But for me to like something on YouTube, that means I genuinely liked it. And for people to like my content on YouTube, I'm assuming that that means they genuinely liked it. So I really appreciate that. That definitely does not go unnoticed. I wish I can say thank you more often than I do. I just don't want to bore everybody to death with the thank yous. But every comment I get, I try to respond to it, and it's a great experience. It's a great feeling to go through the comment section and see all the positivity that's going on. It does, in the end, it does outweigh the negativity. That's the bottom line. Is the negativity in the short term is outstanding. It's right there. It's right in front of your face. But in the long term, it's just like you kind of brush over it, and you're just like, look at all the positive comments that I'm receiving. So really, really appreciative of that. Number two, great things about exposing yourself to social media and doing YouTube and all these things. And I hope I'm not displaying these in any kind of numerical. I'm saying a numerical order 1, 2, 3, but as far as a tier list as to which one's more important or less important, they're all the same. They're all number one. Everybody wins. There's no right or wrong answer to this stuff. All these positive things are just kind of all tied for first place. But number two, one of the best things about doing YouTube has been all the friendships and relationships that have come out of putting out content. I mean, look, again, I'll get into my own personal life here a little bit. I'm not the kind of guy who goes out and meets new people and makes like these friendships for life and everything like that. And I'm not the person that you go on their social media and they have like 5,000 followers I have somebody that I call up anytime I go anywhere, and we're always hanging out with new people and stuff. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. It never has been my thing ever since I was a little kid. It's not really been my thing, and now as an adult, I'm kind of a little more open to it, just a little bit more like experimenting, like trying to introduce myself to new people and stuff like that. But it's just not my thing. I just don't like it. I have friends that I've known. I have a friend literally since preschool. So that's 20 years, a 20-year long friendship. So I have my friends that are my friends, and I went to college for 5 years with a transfer year. I made friends at college, but I was not engrossed by the college experience, and I'm making frat friends for life and everything like. Nah, I just kind of did my work, went home, and just no parties. Never once in my life went to a college party. Not because I wasn't asked to go to a college party, but because when I was asked, I had no interest in going. That's just not my thing. That's the only way I can say it. I know a lot of people are like, that's crazy, that's wild, that's insane. Like, how would you not want to go out and meet new people? It's not that I don't want to meet new people. It's just when given the option of staying home and doing my own thing or going out and doing new stuff, I like doing what I like. So that's that. But going back to what this whole video is about, I've met so many people that are now either friends of mine, or we just talk regularly. We talk routinely. Every time I read one of their comments, a lot of it has come from commenting, but every time I read one of their comments, I know this person's been commenting all this time. And some people even take it as far as they want to message me directly through one of my social medias, especially on Instagram. That's a really easy messaging platform for me. And if any of you guys want to reach out via Instagram just to message me and say hi, that's literally what people do, because that's literally what I tell people to do, is just reach out and say hi, because I want to know you. And if you're interested in knowing me, let's just make that connection, and let's see where it goes. I mean, I have people that literally message me that I want them to tell me, what did you buy this week? What did you find anything cool? What are some spots to go to? This, that, the other thing. And that's what I want this channel to be about, is just kind of making these connections with all these people around the world. It's crazy, but it's beyond anything that I ever imagined really happening. And it's just kind of irreplaceable. Like that's one of those things that it outweighs all the bad. So like the positivity comments, the friendships and the relationships that are being made right now, all this stuff outweighs the bad. At least it does in my opinion. I know some people really negative focused. They really look at the negative and say, it's just not worth it to do anything like that. I look at it and I look at the positive things and I say, no matter what negative comes out of this, it's worth it. It's just worth it to just go ahead and do it. So I really appreciate that from everybody that's reached out and said hello and has made that beyond just the kind of YouTube watcher connection. Some people, were taking it to that next level. And I don't want to mention any names in particular because I know some people rather not put their name out on social media. That's just how people are. I completely understand that. A lot of people don't want the public attention. But I will just, just point out Dolph over on Junkyard Breaks. Here's a guy that Dolph of Junkyard Breaks is another YouTube channel. So if you haven't ever seen any of his videos, I mention him all the time in my videos, go check him out. But like I said, I started doing YouTube on August 7th, 2021. I did not meet Dolph until, June of 2021. So I met him right around the same time I started doing YouTube. Saw that he had a YouTube channel. This was right before that I started making mine. I was like, that's cool. He's doing really cool videos of unboxing cards and his latest buys and stuff like that. But here's a guy who I just met at the flea market, and now we're friends. Now we set up together. We set up next to each other. We do Wednesday night live chats from time to time. If you ever want to tune into one of those, they're pretty entertaining and fun to watch and really interactive. We try to be very interactive with the audience that's watching. It's just one of those things that it's like, this is what YouTube and comic books and the flea market community and all these things together, they make these friendships that it's like we're friends now. So that's awesome. Like, I'm never the kind of person that's trying to deny friends. It's a great thing to make connections with people who are like-minded and people who are, they're good for you. They're good for you. They're not hurting you. They're bringing you up. They're bringing you forward. They're inspiring you to do more, not dragging you back and holding you down and saying you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. It's great having people that, for me, comic books is kind of a new hobby for me. And I've surrounded myself now with people that have been in it for a while and that are taking me under their wing. And if you're watching this video, you know who you are. I'm not going to list everybody because, like I said, I don't know how everybody wants to be exposed on social media and stuff like that. But just everybody that's reached out and everybody that's become a part of this journey is, like, again, big positive. And number 3, kind of the last thing I want to talk about, it's probably not as important overall as the first 2. But just doing YouTube and putting myself out there to the public has allowed me to grow as a person. And I guess when I say that, I guess it is kind of as important as the other things. It didn't sound as important in my head, but as I say it out loud, YouTube is allowing me to grow as a person and it's allowed me to kind of find myself in a spot where I want to be. A lot of times when you go into something, it's one of 2 things. It's either I like being here or I don't like being here. And there's not really a whole lot of wiggle room. At least that's kind of my personality. That's how I feel about it. I know a lot of people that do stuff that they don't like. As a matter of fact, they hate it. And they do it just to either A, impress the people around them. B, they lie to themselves and tell themselves they're enjoying it when really they're not. Or C, they do it just for the sake of doing it, just because just because they're going with the crowd and everybody else is doing it, so I guess I'm going to do it too. You're not going to find that on this channel. I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to find that here, because when I don't like something, I'm not doing it. And it's plain and simple. I know that's revolutionary to most people, but yeah, doing YouTube, doing comic books, sharing my experiences with everybody, I have found something that I really enjoy doing. And that's something that if I didn't do it, I would have spent my whole life saying, well, I wish I did it, or what if I did, what if comics, Marvel what ifs here. I'd be a Marvel what ifs here, a Marvel what if episode or an issue. What if Chris did YouTube? I don't want to be a what if. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to take the good with the bad, and I want to do it with no regret. So I want to try to make it as good as I can do it. I want to go to all the places that I want to go. I want to buy the things I want to buy. I want to do all these things. And I want to do it to the best of my ability. And in order to do that, as simple as it sounds, it's actually really, really complicated, because in order to do all those things that you want to do, you have to do it. And again, we're getting into one of those deep parts of life right now with one of these talks. Is so many people, they never do it. They never pull the trigger. They never take step one. They're looking at what step 10 might be like. They're looking at what life might be like in 20 years. They're looking at a fantasy land that they want to achieve one day, and they never take the first step, let alone all the steps in between, but they never even get started. Or the flip side is they do step one, don't get the results they were expecting right away. They did step one and they want to be on step 20 by now, and they quit just easily. So, I mean, look, it's harsh reality. Grow up, man up, buck up, do it. You got to put in hard work. People have asked me all the time, what is the secret to doing your YouTube videos? The secret is I do it. That's the big secret. So that's, you could keep it hush hush. You don't tell anybody, because that's the big secret of the channel is I do it. Like I said, why does this channel have success? Like I said in the beginning, because I make content that I find enjoyable. I think that if I find it enjoyable, I think others will find it enjoyable. And at the end of the day, it's just it's consistency, it's hard work, it's you know, like I said, doing your best, not having a kind of F up situation. You don't want to screw up or do anything that's going to really hurt you. And ultimately, you just got to go out there and do it. So YouTube has given me the courage to go out and do it. I've gotten the feedback from people to kind of assure that I'm doing good. And as long as I continue to receive that feedback, as long as I continue to enjoy this process, I'm going to keep doing it. And that's what it's all about. So YouTube has allowed me to grow into something. I'm taking my first steps. I've only been doing this for a year. It feels like a long time, but it really isn't. But it is, but it's not. So it's like YouTube is giving me my first baby steps, hopefully into a greater world. I don't know how far this is going to go. I know how far it could go. I mean, YouTube, online, social media, possibility is, in my opinion, infinite. I'm not doing this for anything really other than pushing myself to be the best I can be. That's my question. That's what I think of when I put out my videos. I mean, people, and again, this goes into the question of what, you know, how are your YouTube videos doing so well, and why, you know, how are you so successful on YouTube? Even though I think I'm relatively small, I don't consider myself successful at this point in time, although we are building the blocks. I mean, we as a channel, I want to take all you guys on this journey. You know, I want to put everybody on the pedestal. I want this channel to be about everybody involved, all the people that comment and like and subscribe and send me all the nice messages. This is about all of us. I want us to be successful. I want us to get to this level of fame and notoriety. Just why? Because I want to push for the best. That's my standard. That's my that why is your channel successful? Because my standard is the best. That's what I want to do. And I'm not there yet. I'm not, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not making the videos that I really want to make. I'm not making the edits that I really want to make. I don't have the equipment that I really want. But I'm going to get there. We're only in year one. We're going into year two. We're doing baby steps. We got some big events coming up, and my standard is the best. I want to make the best. I want to make the best for you guys. I want to make the best for myself. I want to make the best for everybody. So I want to do everything as good as I can do it. And I believe that my good efforts, this goes back into we're going to circle all the way back into the sports conversation in the beginning, when, you know, you're an undersized athlete, maybe, and maybe you're not the biggest guy, you're not the fastest guy, you're not the strongest guy. What do you have? I have work ethic, I have my own standards, I have determination, and I believe that my best will outdo anybody else's best. That is my athlete mindset. That's always been my athlete mindset, is that my best is going to outdo anybody else's best. And what is my best? My best is the hardest I can do it, the best I can do it. And that's it. And YouTube is pushing me now into this kind of athletic, like I'm getting out of YouTube, I'm getting my athletic juices flowing, and I'm like, I want to do this in YouTube now. I want to take what I did athletically, which, what is my athletic standard? My athletic standard is one of the best in the nations. my athletic standard is national tournament, national, you know, big stage, high profile tournaments, and going to college, being a college athlete in one of the best college programs that I could have been in. That's my standard. My standard is, as an athlete, my standard is I want to be the best at it. And so now that I'm transforming over into YouTube, is kind of like my side passion, my kind of side hustle, my little passion project that I'm doing. I'm starting to get that feeling back of, you know, I want to make it the best. I want to do it to the best of my ability, and I want to beat everybody else at it. Just not in a derogatory way, just that's competition, man. That's what it's all about. That's what the game's about. And for me, why do you do sports? Why do you play sports? What's the goal of sport? It's a big question I have for people all the time. What is the goal of sport? Answer is to win. And when I'm in this YouTube sphere, I see it almost like a sport. And what's the goal? The goal is to win. The goal is to be successful. And that's what I want to do. And so that's that, guys. Got a CGC unboxing coming up. I'm not gonna show you guys anything. I'm just gonna show you that the box is here. There's the comics. I don't want you to read anything. I don't want you to see anything. It's a big secret. I also have I have a store that I went to that I'm not going to disclose the name of the store because I did not get video footage of the store. So after I get video footage of the store, I'll tell you guys about it in particular. But for now, I'm just going to show you the stuff, and that'll be coming up in an upcoming video. Have a lot of good flea market videos coming up and stuff like that. We have New York Comic Con right around the corner. New York Comic Con coming up in October. So excited for that. I want that to be a great video. That's about a month and a half away from now. So we're prepping for that. That'll be a lot of fun. And other than that, guys, all I got to say is thank you. Anybody that's watching the video, especially if you're watching the video at this point, I can't imagine very many people are. You're a select few. Thank you. Really, thank you for everything that you've shown me. Thank you for all the positivity, all the comments, all the life lessons, all the constructive criticism, everything. So I really appreciate that. Thank you for watching so much. Hopefully we don't do too many of these kind of videos because I know it's a little boring, but yeah, that's that. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.